the whole culture is being dumbed down and manipulated and controlled by people that don't look like us. Yeah.
They put your ability to watch and read lyrics behind a paywall.
Ain't no money in the streams for us, but it's money in subscriptions for them.
They got more control over your release date than you do. You ever think about that? DIYers, 7 months ago, when I decided to take my music down from streaming, I got crucified in a way that I had never experienced in my years of being on YouTube. I've made videos that went viral and people were against it, but for some reason, it really struck a chord with people that I said I don't feel like my music should be on streaming because of the devaluing that it represents of the very thing I work so hard on, that I spend so much money on equipment for. But it wasn't until I just could not let the thought go in November of 2023, and I did it. Best decision I made. I went direct to consumer. And in the process of this, I started to see so many of the OGs start to echo the conversation. This is not an I told you so post. This is a I hope that you understand where I was coming from, even if you didn't understand it at the moment. Scarface, legendary Scarface, had an interview recently where he sat down and he kind of expressed some of his issues with streaming and why he feels like certain artists should remove their music from streaming. I didn't think I was gonna hear this, but let him cook.
It seems like the whole culture is being dumbed down.
Believe that.
Now, I want to be as offensive as I possibly can when I say this again. The culture is being so dumbed down and manipulated and controlled by people that don't look like us. Yeah. All right? So these motherfuckers don't look like me. They're not creators of this culture, but they want to control it.
Believe that.
And dictate who come in, how they come out, the stream. You know, we don't stream, man. We buy records. We ride this shit around in our car.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm from there, but somebody can take hip hop from us and alienate us from it.
Let that sink in for a second.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Let that sink in for a second. It wasn't already disrespectful enough that you got folks who come and colonize the culture, use it, get to move on, find success in this realm, and then move on to other things while they discard it off to the floor, and then at some point turn into people who start saying bad things about the culture. Oh man, that shit is so da-da-da-da-da. They start turning their bougie ass noses up towards it. But those are the people that get positioned as leaders, new thought leaders, the ones who get to shift the culture in ways because of their access to all these people and the entities that they align with. They are the ones that get to have these conversations, and they have not even been vetted. They have not been trained. They have not been enriched in the culture that they have been taking advantage of. Very interesting point.
Yeah, because they control it, right?
And then they fuck us. We can't sell a $10 record no more. We gotta sell a under a penny stream. You tell me where the dick is, and how do we duck this dick?
Damn,
we getting fucked.
Hey,
right.
yo.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How much money is it? See, like, fuck it, I give them up. Ain't no money in the streams for us, but it's money in subscriptions for them.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Now, I heard a few arguments that went against this in saying that, well, these streaming platforms, specifically like a Spotify, they have Sony Music, they have Universal Music, they have Warner Music, that have over 70 cents of every dollar that they make accounted for because they're giving access through licenses to their catalog. So are these streaming platforms really making money? There's a way that these are divvied up, right? A lot of that blame needs to be shifted over to the labels. However, it's tone deaf at best. Or at worst, I should say, when you see a platform like a Spotify give a $250 million check to Joe Rogan. Not that he's not worth it. It's the biggest podcast, one of the biggest podcasts in the world. But where you get that money from? You ever had somebody that owe you money and then y'all go to the store and they buying up shit? You get outside, like maybe as little kids, you get outside, you eating your candy. You must have came up on some money, huh? Where you get that from? It's not mine. Start the lying. That's what Spotify sound like. All this shit about how y'all ain't got no money, but where y'all find this money for Joe Rogan? Your priorities are in the wrong place, brother.
If you pay a subscription for a music streaming platform and you got 10 million people paying $10 million a month, you know, to listen to whatever the fuck they want to listen to,
whenever they want to,
you're batting a fucking 1,000.
Right.
You're batting 1,000.
Right.
And those prices are going up. We had a story last week that talked about Spotify spiking up their prices And in the process of them establishing what is now called bundles by charging separately for audiobooks, it is in one funky ass, crazy ass way that I know that they knew about, a loophole that is going to now pay songwriters significantly less money on streaming that's already paying fractions of a pennies per stream. It's getting ugly out here. I hope you see the writing on the wall.
I mean, 10 million subscriptions for 10 million people is a lot of motherfucking money.
Yeah.
And it may be more than that.
Yeah.
It may be more than that.
Sure.
I'm just being real small saying 10 million people.
Yeah.
There may be 1 billion people that's got $10 a month on streaming.
Why do we talk about it like they only generate income off of subscriptions? You see all them ads on their website? Do you see the type of brands that are aligned with that website? People pay top dollar to be the banner that's across the front of there. What are the splits on that? Do the labels get a percentage of that? Where's that money going to? To operate your business? To employ all the people that are there? What about the people you unemployed in the process of you gaining popularity? We don't talk about that enough.
So nah, bro. Nah, count me out.
Yeah.
I ain't down with it. But
What do you think, at this point, what you think can be done? Like, how
you gotta take control of your shit. And I want to be understood when I say take control of your culture. Take control of it. Everybody together. And I don't mean just rap culture or R&B culture or rock culture, but take control of your music culture, period. Pull that shit off of the fucking platforms and don't allow them to stream your shit for free.
Some of y'all owe me some fat ass apologies. How many of the OGs gotta say that shit before you realize you might have been wrong, my brethren? He says take your shit off the streaming. This is not about being anti-streaming. This is not about saying we don't need the streaming. This is saying, hey, I believe my music is worth something. I believe my art that I am making is fine art, and it deserves to be paid fine art prices. Why are you forcing me to try to figure out all these different mediums to make money off of, except for the thing that I invest the majority of my money in? What sense does that make? He's saying control the culture. You know how you control the culture? Through your website, through your landing page, through websites that don't delay the process between your music being made, uploaded, and coming out. They got more control over your release date than you do. You ever think about that? These distributors, these DSPs have more control over your rollout than you do. You don't believe me? Put an error of some kind, put too much text, put a photo of somebody on your album cover without the permission. Your shit's not getting approved and it's not coming out the day that you told your fans. But you know how you bypass that? Put it on your website and say this is where you come get it. If you're afraid of people not buying the music, put it out for free. But we're not going to get where we need to go until we start figuring out our own solutions. You can't rely on them. Thank you for saying this, Scarface.
You know what I mean? You fucked a whole lot of people when you fucked over the mom and pops. You fucked them.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
You fucked them over.
Didn't care.
You knocked jobs out of people. You knocked them people out of jobs, in other words. You know, ain't no records being sold no more. We can go to a record store on Tuesday and be like, what's hot now? Oh, you know that new DJ Quick just came out.
Yeah.
You know, Cube coming out next. You know what I mean?
Right.
NWA drop at midnight. But now, it's shit like Eric Sermon said, the rap guy bumper to bumper. Everybody got shit coming out.
Yeah. It says Spotify literally get 100,000 uploads a day. A day.
See, here's where something I got to make sure that I call myself on this. I do think it's problematic how much music is uploaded a day, right? On these platforms, because I do think that once again dilutes the idea and the product of music in a lot of people's eyes, because it takes them so many tries to get to music they actually like, because they're combing through all, say if you're looking for independent artists, you're combing through all these different artists that are subpar, just beginning, terrible mixing, good mixing, decent mixing, Dolby Atmos, whatever it is, just to try to get to people. It's more to get to. However, what I don't agree with is allowing the Universals of the world to determine, or the Spotifys to determine, how that filtration system should work across the board. Why? Because independent artists that don't deserve to get cut off because they can, because it's their platform. It is a lot of bullshit ass music out here, for sure. It's a great argument. However, I don't like currently how they've designed their filtration system.
I'm still alive. I'm still alive. You gon' tell your lie.
How you got the formula for me for success you never achieve, or swings you never took, or dreams you never seen? I'm drawing a new blueprint. I couldn't walk in your shoes, cause homie, you quit. So bring the troops in. Read between the lines and I lined it with glue. So I am not surprised why I got you confused. The man with the vision is burdened with intuition. The people that said I couldn't now see me as a magician. Oh yeah, you niggas thought I forgot. Oh yeah, now all that talking can stop. I used to judge myself by the speed my money grew. Then I realized that bitch ass niggas make money too. My measurement of success is how I manage the stress, how I handle my sleep so I compete with the best. Save your advice, I am not feeling social. Keep your proposals, cause that is mediocre. Let's go global like Mike from Country Wayne. We ain't selling chips, but we stacking it the same. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? I've been eating for a while, not a shirt with a stain. At the same time, you're still not giving the artists metrics they need, like emails, SMS, textage, and phone numbers. You're not giving them metrics that say, I respect you as a business, and I'm going to allow you to leverage our platform, even if you charge for it, which these DSPs do, the distributors do. Just pay a premium so I can have access to the business statistics that help me to sell the other shit that you're trying to tell me to sell. No, instead, Spotify says, no, you ain't got to send them off of here. We'll make it to where you can integrate it into your Shopify page. I saw it the other day when I was uploading something on my Shopify. You can now integrate into your Shopify, Spotify for artists, and have your merchandise show on Spotify. That don't benefit me, that benefits you. Because of course you're going to take a percentage off of it. Of course this keeps people on your platform. But then that's when I start to think about, well, that's why we go direct to consumer. Because when you come to my website, you can see only things that are about my business. It's hard to create that when you're in somebody else's house. Speaking of that house, I don't know if you guys saw this. Just an idea. For those of you that are, look, that's your man's. Streaming is your man's. You're going to stand by him. I get it. Spotify is still playing broke people games. What do I mean? They've put your ability to watch and read lyrics behind a paywall. Here's what the message looks like. It says there's a monthly limit on lyrics. Every time you tap show lyrics, it will count towards your limit. As a user, to get full access to lyrics, switch to Spotify Premium. It's your business, but you're putting lyrics behind a paywall? I put this up here before I went live today. I said, can y'all confirm this shit? I said, is this shit real? Is this shit real? Yeah, it's real. And then here's my guy Mega Ran said, free accounts are going to have to deal with this. And I said, that's nuts, fam. He said, nah, for real. No word on if we get a 0.0000001 bump. He's obviously exaggerating. If they hit show lyrics.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
How many changes do they make to their program? How little changes do they make to how they pay you within this program? The priorities are in the wrong place, Mr. Ick. I get that you got to run a business, a profitable business. I know that it's been difficult. I know that you've been operating at a loss on paper. So if you're operating at a loss, what do you think we're operating at? The way that you're constructing it, the way that you're moving this, Mr. Ick, is not sustainable. So many of us are going to need to go in the next direction, Mr. Ick, in order to make a living at this. But the beauty of that is that we get to make whatever music we want to make in the process. Oh, man. But you know what? Let's not let Spotify catch this heat. We got enough love to go to everybody. Shout out to Classic, Amenta_Asylum, one of the folks I follow on here, artist, says this is a major con when dealing with DSPs and distros. It's not just Spotify that don't care about indie artists. People are offering their bank records to prove innocence. How do we get here? Check this message out. Posted by someone named Alan Gol is an artist that puts this on her Instagram. It is with a heavy heart that I can confirm Apple Music has removed and blacklisted much of my music and continues to do so every day. This is a significant portion of my livelihood. CD Baby the distributor has been unable to help me at all. Probably because they ran their customer service as AI. But I'm being accused of buying fake streams for my music. There is absolutely nothing I can do to stop this. I've simply been ghosted by Apple Music and CD Baby and told, don't buy fake streams. They are not only accusing me of this, but carrying out permanent judgment as well. This is the new gatekeeping. Do you get this? It is already becoming the new gatekeeping. This is how they're going to keep artists, indie artists, as you're saying, no, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to flip it around. You don't have control in this environment. They can boot you at any point in time and not have any contact with you, even after you've already paid for a year's subscription with them. It's much easier for them to give you a refund for that year than deal with your shit. They already said it's too much music being uploaded. You don't think they're trying to figure that out as well? This person goes on to say, I have offered my full financial records to show I've never paid for streams, nor you offered your financial records. I've never paid for streams, nor do I need to. And why would I continue to destroy my career like this if I'm buying fake streams? In over 20 years of releasing music, this is the worst experience I've ever had, with no light at the end of the tunnel. If you are a lawyer willing to help me, please email or DM me. Thankfully, my music on Spotify is unaffected, so please consider listening there. Everything that you thought was easy peasy, smooth process, just upload your stuff to your distributor, it's going to get more difficult because the same economy right now in the US that is affecting the price of essentials, right? And items like eggs, milk, and all that good stuff, the same economy that's causing those to get spiked up, the gas in ridiculous amounts, is also affecting these corporate companies, these entities, right? And because of that, they've got to make changes in order to stay profitable or get close to being profitable. They can't be ate up by, the inflation and all these different things. So they're making some decisions, and all the ones that they feel like is best for their business. However, the way that they are doing indie artists left and right dirty, who have no need for the vanity statistics to be boosted, without showing some evidence on their end of how they detected that or whether or not their detection system has errors, and then ghosting people in the process. It's not the first artist I've heard say this. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. That to me is the same energy that I used to hear people talk about when they were trying to get signed in the late 90s and the early 2000s. This is what it looked like. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. When your phone's going crazy, your phone's going crazy. When you're not, it's gone. The ring stop. This is what it's going to become like. The writing is on the wall for streaming. It's not to say don't use it, but just to say use it, but have an exit plan in mind. This is why I continue to champion your website, or like a Bandcamp, something that allows you more freedom, less time waiting to get your music from your computer, your studio, to your fans. Those are my thoughts though, DIYers. You let me know what you think. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.